Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new, my name is Natalie and I run a stationery shop called DoodlesnTea. I want to give a quick disclaimer and say that once again I have picked one of the most windiest days of the week to film. I swear the wind did not kick in until last night and I really need to get this filmed today. So once again, I'm so sorry if you hear the wind. I guess it's a fall thing here. But yeah, just in case you guys hear some rattling or some whoosh noises, it's the wind. So in a previous video that I filmed for this channel, I talked about things that you guys don't need when you first start out your shop. And I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a reverse version. And some of you said you were interested in that, so that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. The thing is, in that video, we focused a lot more on equipment. In this video, we're going to focus a bit more on mindset and workflow. Because in my opinion, equipment is something you can always get later on and upgrade. But starting your business with a strong foundation and a good workflow is essential. So hopefully with the things that we're going to talk about in this video, we're going to work out some knots that you may have still in your workflow. So if you guys are interested in more content like this in the future, don't forget to give this video a like and to subscribe to this channel because that'll help me out a lot. And with that, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is something I've mentioned before in previous videos, and that is to have at least 20 ideas in mind for products, as well as creating an idea bank. Once you've decided on what you want to make, I want you to write down at least 20 ideas that you can make. If you can't think of at least 20, maybe you should reconsider your niche because you're going to be making a lot more than 20 products in your whole shop journey. Also, having an idea bank is going to be so important when you're going through your creative block, because when you're going through that, you can always go back to your idea bank and refer to that to get some ideas on what products to make. Another way to get ideas is to see what are trending themes, maybe holidays are coming up, or to just go outside and see what other people are creating and get inspiration from that. Although I will clarify and say, getting inspiration from another artist is different from plagiarizing. Do not plagiarize someone else's work. A question I've gotten in the past is, can you make fan art? Technically, the answer to that is no, but at the same time, a company like Nintendo isn't gonna go through the paperwork to try and sue you for your $5 sticker. I think this is more directed to companies that are making maybe thousands or millions of dollars off of, for example, Pokemon. So to answer that question, you can, but I wouldn't base your whole store over making fan art. For me, I have definitely made fan art in the past, but as my shop is growing now, I have steered away from that and I've gotten rid of all the products that are fan art. So just approach that with caution and do what you will with this information. So the second thing is find a platform for you to schedule your content. I have all of my Instagram and Facebook posts scheduled to auto post. I am not actually even awake when those posts go live. In the past, I mentioned that I use a website and app called Later. Unfortunately, I do not use that anymore. This is mainly because their free option before is now a paid option, and now their free plan is a lot more restricting. So now I use Facebook Creator Studio, which I think as of filming this video has recently rebranded to Meta Business Suite, which honestly I think is not bad because now I can schedule carousel posts for free as well. So that is something to check in mind. Everything, for the most part, at least to my knowledge, is free, as long as you connect your Instagram account to a Facebook page, which I believe you would have already needed to do if you changed your Instagram to a creator or business profile. I cannot stress the amount of time you're going to save by scheduling your posts to auto post later on. And with all social media accounts, I always suggest to plan ahead, batch your content, and then schedule them so that you're gonna have a lot more time in the future to focus on other things like creating new products. It is truly very beneficial and has saved me a lot of time and a lot of stress. So this is one of those things that I highly recommend you guys look into. Caffeine break. The third thing I want to talk about is to figure out your shipping. Here's some questions for you guys to think about to kind of provoke some thought through your workflow. How are you going to mail out your products, especially if you have products of different sizes? How much does the shipping cost? Are you going to try and pre-purchase some stamps? Do you have packaging that's sturdy enough for whatever abuse it's gonna go through at the post office? Here are some things to consider, and this is based off someone who lives in Canada. I think it might be similar in the States, but I'm not 100% sure. One of the things is that the thickness of your package is going to increase the shipping cost. So I believe in Canada it is 18 millimeters for packages going within Canada. So if you're a stationery shop that's thinking about making washi tape, this is something that you need to think about. Another thing is something I just mentioned earlier. Not everyone is going to treat your package with care, so maybe invest in some more sturdier packaging. And also pre-purchasing your stamps in the post office and purchasing them there in the moment, it's gonna cost the same. So if you want, and this is something that I did, I asked the people working at the post office to help me out, kind of tell me about the weights and stuff, and then I found a link online through Canada Post that told me how much each postage costs. I do have a video already on my channel that talks about how I personally have calculated all of my shipping rates. I will leave that linked in the cards on one of these corners. Again, this is based off someone who's running a shop in Canada, so unfortunately I'm not too sure about the specifics for anyone based outside of Canada. So that's gonna be something that you're gonna have to look up yourself. I'm sorry. So the fourth thing I want to talk about are determining your shop policies. Again, let's go through some questions to maybe provoke some thought through your workflow of this. Lost mail policies. If someone never got their order, are you going to give them a refund? Are you going to mail them another order? What if your buyer receives an order that had a damaged product, or they're missing a product? What if the buyer wrote the wrong address, or what if you wrote the wrong address? Who's going to pay for the shipping for that order to be sent out again? Once you have your policies created, don't forget to put it on your shop at a place where people can actually see them. And don't forget to be as detailed as possible when it comes to these policies. You're not trying to be picky here. You're trying to protect yourself in case someone's trying to argue you about these things in the future. You can send them like a little screenshot or a link going like, no, these policies have always been here. Thankfully, this hasn't happened to me yet as of now, but I've seen some people be very brutal to shop owners about lost mail, especially lost mail that is untracked, which is something that the buyer would have had to acknowledge when they are purchasing something. I think some people just don't understand that it's not the shop's fault if something gets lost in the mail. So I highly recommend you guys at least think of a lost mail policy to protect yourself in case you run into a situation like this. The fifth thing that I want to mention is something I've mentioned previously before, and that's to have a separate bank account for your shop. You're going to want to separate your personal income and expenses to your shop's income and expenses. One of the main reasons for this is that it's going to come into play during tax season. Someone has asked me to do a video about finances for your shop. While I am not a professional finance expert by any means, I will do my best to come up with a video for you guys around this topic. But as of now, just know that the tax form you're going to be filling out from your income from your shop and the income that you earn from like your part-time or full-time job, they're going to be two different forms. And this is at least speaking from someone in Canada once again. So keeping the records separate is just going to make things a lot easier during tax season, whether it's you filling out the tax form or you're getting an accountant to fill it out. Plus, it's just nice to see overall how much money your business has itself. So it's nice to know where you're allocating your expenses to as well, whether it's subscriptions or manufacturers, all those kinds of things. And these are some of the things that you should think about before you open your shop. I'm not gonna lie, I tried really hard to think of more equipment things that you necessarily need when you start out. But besides like a pen and paper, I really couldn't think of much, or at least enough to make a whole video. So I think that having a good solid workflow and a strong foundation for your whole shop is much more important than the equipment that you could always get and upgrade later on. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Once again, if you still haven't liked or subscribed to this channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And if there's any other videos, for example, like finance content that you guys want me to do, don't forget to leave that in the comment section as well. And with that, I hope you guys are taking care of yourself and staying safe out there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!